Hey there birds, welcome back to the Sunny Virgo. So, welcome to another Cusp video. This is going to be about Libra-Scorpio Cusp. And how do you know if you're one? Well, if you're born between the 19th and the 25th of October, you are a Libra-Scorpio, and this video is going to be about you. We're going to talk about your traits, we're going to talk about your struggles and how to deal with those struggles, because being a Cusp, you're dealing with two different energies and it can be really complicated. So we're going to talk about all of that today. I'd definitely recommend for you to take a look at the first video that I did about cusps overall. I give you some little tips for you to connect better with that cusp energy, so definitely check it out and check out the survey below on the description box. It's just a couple of minutes, and if you can fill that out, I would really appreciate it, because it helps me in my research. It helps me give you better information and more accurate tarot readings as well. And if you're interested in those tarot readings, definitely subscribe, because we have a bunch of them here and this is the place to be. Don't forget to smash like button for me as well, and I believe that's it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get started with your traits, and keep in mind that you have a whole birth chart to take a look at, but talking about the cusp, you are ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty, and Pluto, the planet of mystery and transformation and also passion. So what that creates is a super powerful sexual magnet. You're like, your charm is off the roof. You can pull people in like a breeze, and I feel like that allows you also to be in control of the situation, because you are a sexual magnet and you are full of charm and you love, but I also feel like you don't love when people cross you. So it's like you pull people in really easily and they're there, but if they cross you, man, they get out the door really quickly, especially because you absolutely freaking love truth. It's like if people want to deal with you, they have to be honest. Honesty has to be like #1 priority, and you're only satisfied and only peaceful when you know the depths of the truth of what's going on. And even if that's a harsh truth, I feel like you have no problem with that, especially with that Scorpio energy of the Pluto, of really going into the depths of stuff, and that Libra side of fairness and equality. You want things to be fair, and you're not going to sleep well until you know every single thing, every single detail, and you know that things are happening how they are supposed to be happening. I do feel like, however, you are a really chill person. It's like if people are being honest and if people are showing you their true side, you can be really empathetic and really calm and chill and have a lot of fun. But I do feel like you're really straightforward. It's like if you don't like something, you say it. This is also very true when we're talking about friendships, because I feel like you have this really clear vision of who is good and who is not so good, like in terms of intentions, who is really there to, even with you, but who is really there to support that friend, and who is a good person and their intentions are nice, or who is a player, for example, and who they are just leaning on and trusting blindly. And I feel like you have no problem of reaching that friend and being like, yo, snake, and your friend is like, oh wait, really? Because I feel like you're really protective, and because they know that you're the real deal, because your friends know that they can count on you and that you have this thing for fairness and honesty and truth, they believe in you. And I feel like you are a protective friend with honesty. Like you're not just there trying to protect everyone and you kind of get in the way. I feel like you protect when they need protection, and you're not afraid to speak your mind at all. I really feel like you're that type of best friend that whoever breaks your best friend's heart, they really have to watch out over you, you know, because they're gonna have to deal with you. So now that we're talking about friends and everything, let's get into relationships, and this could be any type of relationship. And I feel like for people to get in, it can be a little bit tough. It's like you're chill and you're cool and everything if they're speaking with honesty, but for them to really get in, it requires a little bit of time, because you need to trust that person and you need to really know that that person is safe and that person is good. And I feel like sometimes you may actually prefer to walk away and not really give into the relationship as a way of protecting yourself. But when people do get in, I feel like you are an intense, beautiful, loyal lover and romantic lover. Sometimes a little bit jealous with that Scorpio side, but I feel like it's just a way of you protecting yourself from deception and lies. And so you want to make sure that everything's okay. But I feel like you are a really intense lover, especially when it comes to the bedroom. Because again, I feel like you're such a powerful sexual magnet that even when you don't have any interest in that person, I feel like you still attract them because of that magnet, because of that charm. And I feel like people sometimes may get a little bit intimidated because it's like, you're calling me in, but at the same time you're keeping your distance. And also with the truth, I feel like you intimidate people a little bit. But man, you're independent AF, and I feel like you don't give about like if people like you, if people don't like you, except your friends. I feel like you're really, really loyal to your friends, and if you're in a relationship, you're really, really loyal to that person. But you like your space, and so if people are attracted to you, if people are curious about you, that's their thing. If you don't have a single piece of interest in them, you're like, okay, whatever. And sometimes you may be interested because I do feel like you want love, you know? I feel like you want to be loved and you want to love another, but because you're afraid of getting hurt, because you're afraid of people having bad intentions towards you, you may walk away. And so I feel like here the first thing before we get into your struggles is just remember that there are good people in the world. You know, there are kind people that want to love you, that want to get to know you. And so really lean on that intuition of that Scorpio side, beautiful Scorpio side. Really connect with yourself. How do you feel this person feels? You know, what is your gut telling you? What are their intentions? Because I feel like you're going to see it straight away. And if that person has good intentions, then just, you know, try to go with the flow and allow them in. Okay, so now going into your struggles, there's that thing of the intuition. Trust your intuition, you know? I feel like not only when it comes to relationships like we just saw, but in any life decision, in any event that is happening around you, really lean in yourself, really trust yourself. Close your eyes, take a couple of deep breathings and feel. What are you feeling about this situation? What is your gut telling you to do about this situation? Because I feel like the answers are going to be there. And sometimes, especially if you're not used to improving your intuition, if you're not used to dealing with it, and you're used to people taking advantage of you and you being hurt and being manipulated, I feel like it can be sometimes hard to trust yourself and to trust that intuition. But that is something that you train, that is something that you grow and you develop. So one of the biggest things would be for you to develop your intuition and for you to grow it, for you to get more acquaintance with it. And whenever you have a big decision or whenever you're facing something, just breathe and really connect with that and be honest with yourself. You know, what is truly happening? What are the facts? Because Libra loves facts. Libra loves truth. What is the truth here? And what needs to happen moving forward for you to have what you want, for this to be a balanced situation? And speaking of that honesty, like when it comes to you, be kind, obviously, but I feel like you're more used to your honesty and more used to your bluntness, but other people may not be used to that. So especially when it comes to like work environment, or not even just work environment, your relationships overall, keep in mind that people are sensitive, you know, and people may not be used to that kind of straightforward attitude and that kind of just bluntness and just saying whatever you think. And so it would be really good to have this sort of self-awareness on how you present that truth to others, and really keeping in mind, okay, so I'm talking to this person, let me be kind, let me have patience, let me take it cool, you know, because that can create a little bit of drama, especially if people are not used to all of that. And it can sound like you're being harsh, it can sound like you're being aggressive or something. So breathe, take it down a notch, and speak your truth. Another thing is that you're a really quick thinker. So what takes the average person like 3 minutes to figure out, it may take you like 3 seconds. And be patient, okay? Because that's an average person. You're special. So be mindful that some people may take a little bit longer than you do to figure things out and to understand things out. Keep that in mind. And have patience to say it out, have patience to explain how things work and everything. So now let's get into my favorite part of being a cusp, which is what I like to call in your neighbor. You have two different energies, and sometimes one can get a little bit loud, one can get really, really crazy, and it's important that you lean on the other to calm down the energy that is a little bit crazy. So you have Libra and you have Scorpio. When Libra is being crazy, it can avoid some issues. it can try to push them away and pretend like nothing is happening, and that can actually cause some issues within yourself and in your outer world. So when that happens, it's important that you call in this Scorpio and you look deeply, okay? You really dive deep into the cause of the situation, number one, but especially into shadow work. Why am I feeling like this? Why am I avoiding this situation? Why am I not seeing this clearly? And you do all the shadow work that you need for you to be able to get out of that situation, because it's important that you remember that anything that happens on the outside is actually a reflection of what is happening on the inside, okay? So if you're seeing some sort of conflict outside, it most likely is a conflict that you have within. Another thing is that Libra can get a little bit confused and can get a little bit indecisive. That's, you know, the stereotype. When that happens, it's important that you look at all the options that you have on the table and you're like, okay, let's take a couple of deep breaths. Let's focus on that intuition, connecting with that Scorpio side and doing what feels right. Not thinking too much about it, because whenever you're indecisive and everything, you're overthinking. Now, when it comes to the Scorpio side, it can get a little bit judgmental. It can get a little bit resentful as well. When it comes to the judgmental part, bring in the Libra side, bring in the Venus side of love, of beauty, and you have that charm, you have that gracefulness. Use it to speak the truth, okay? It doesn't always have to be really blunt and really straightforward and intense. It can be in a very graceful way. And especially when you're dealing with someone really sensitive that you do not have the intention to hurt, keep that in mind. Be mindful that that person may be a little bit more sensitive and may need a little bit more care with your words, and use that wisely. When it comes to the resentful side, I feel like you may sometimes struggle with forgiveness. I feel like you may even confuse forgiveness with letting people back in. And so what I mean with this is that forgiveness is nothing to do with that. Forgiveness is not about letting someone that hurt you back in. Forgiveness is about self-respect. It's about self-love. When you forgive someone, you're not forgiving that person for them. You're forgiving them for you. When you're forgiving someone, you're telling yourself and you're telling the universe, hey, I've learned a lesson. Okay, I understood why this happened for me, not to me. This had this purpose. I needed to learn this. And so I forgive this person for having done this. It's also about seeing that whenever we act out of lack of control, whenever we act out of pain, it's because we are hurting. And it's that saying, hurt people, and healed people, heal people. So whenever you have the chance to heal, whenever you have the chance to forgive, you actually have the opportunity to, next time, you actually heal someone. And you are starting to attract people that resonate more and more and more with who you want to be. And you're not constantly attracting the same type of person. So definitely try to bring forgiveness to that Scorpio side. Now, another important thing, and this is the last thing, is about creating something where both energies can actually be entertained and can get attention at the same time. So how do you do this? Scorpio really loves to go deep. So it's important that you create a place for reflection and introspection and healing and shadow work. A great way is journaling, for example. I feel like that is one of the most beautiful ways for you to kind of reflect on your life and incorporate it into your daily life. And how can you bring Libra along? For example, you can create a more artsy journal. You can create a bullet journal, something like that. That really gives the Libra the space for it to be more artsy and for it to be more creative, and Libra loves that. So right there, you have something to feed both things at the same time. Another thing that you could do would be, for example, yoga or dance, especially if you find dance or yoga has an outlet for you to just express your emotions and just let it go. It also, again, has that really creative side of Libra and of beauty. It could also be something as simple as a walk in nature, and you're just letting your mind flow, you're just letting the thoughts go away, and at the same time, you're seeing all the beauty around you. So basically anything that helps you release heavy emotions and heavy thoughts, whenever you're overthinking, whenever things are getting a little bit out of control, that is the thing to do. So this is what I have for you. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought you some tips. Definitely comment down below. What do you do in your daily routine, in your morning routine, night routine, that really helps you balance those two energies if you already have that type of self-awareness of the cusp? And definitely don't forget to check the survey. I would really, really appreciate it if you would check it out. It's really, really quick and it would help me a lot. And don't forget to smash the like button and to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. We have a bunch of tarot readings for you. And if you're interested in a private one, the link is also going to be down below. And that is it. So I wish you the freaking best. I hope you're doing good. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.